The FMDQ OTC Exchange today listed the Pioneer FGN Green Bond, valued at 10.69 billion naira at 13.48% fixed rate yield for a 5-year tenure. Described as a significant leap for innovative financing in the Nigerian financial market, the Nigerian Green Bond is the first to be issued in Africa. Giving her opening remarks at the event, the Director General of the Debt Management Office, Ms. Pat Onia, described the listing as a strategic way of supporting development in the market through innovative products and instruments.
We're always looking at diversifying the investor base generally in the market, starting with us. And one of the things we've had said is that there's a lot of real money, ethical money that is available for investment in green bonds. So far, we've been told that there's a lot of it offshore. So hopefully, first step is let's access what is in the market. We also know that foreign investors, of course, can invest in the product. So it's a way of bringing investors in, and we hope by the time we come back again and probably do larger volumes, we'll be able to attract real money from offshore, where we're told there are dedicated monies to invest in the green bond. In conclusion, let me say, as usual, the Debt Management Office works with several stakeholders to, for its transactions. So beyond the parties that are engaged, that we pay to run with it, we also have support from government institutions who need, by the provision of the law, to approve new products. So I'll be talking about the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, and on the government side, lastly, the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Finance. Without those approvals, we really wouldn't be here to issue any new product. So I'd like to thank them. I would also like to thank the several stakeholders who give us useful inputs, and I should say that includes some people in the press who try to understand what we're doing and then help us to, enlighten the public about the initiatives. I'd like to acknowledge and appreciate you more. The DMO remains open for business, open for new ideas, and I'd like to assume that you're on board with us as we move on to, higher achievements.
In his keynote, the Honorable Minister of State Environment, Malam Ibrahim Usman Jibril, believed the green bond listing reinforces Nigeria's position as a major player in the international climate regime and keys into the Program 47 of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan.
The listing of events today represent the goals for which the partnership of FMDQ, financial sector deepening, and the Climate Board initiatives aims to achieve, which is to grow the market for green bonds in Nigeria. It is also the federal government effort towards our drive for the low carbon pathway and sustainable development. The ministry in issuing green bond has consequently developed a practical understanding of the green bond processes that we will share with prospectives under the FMDQ, FSD, and CBI partnership so that they learn from us. I must say here that green bond process has provided the federal government of Nigeria the opportunity to green its budget across relevant MDAs and has afforded us an innovative funding stream for tackling projects with climate reasoning in tandem with the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. Item 47 of the EPG talks about this greening of the economy, and we're aligning ourselves with that. We believe the next issuance will be more ambitious, there will be more capital, and we are preparing a memo again to the National Economic Council to discuss this issue of climate change and green bond, because a lot of the state governors are asking questions. So we want to target them in their forum and inform them about it so that they can key into this, of course, under the proper guidance of the Federal Minister of Finance, and then with our showing them what greening products are so that they can key into this issue and also do their own intervention so that they can do their work in their states that will assist us.
Highlight of the event was the official signing ceremony to endorse the green bond listing. The DG DMO Nigeria, Ms. Pat Onia, speaks further on the bond listing and the impact it will have on the Nigerian economy.
I believe we at the DMO too are excited to have, midwife to this initiative that has put Nigeria in the forefront of something extremely commendable. And we've seen those sort of similar trends in the international markets too. When we, approach the market, other African countries follow suit. So that is good for Nigeria and good for Africa. In terms of impacting on the environment, infrastructure and the environment, really all the funds, at least for this initial one, and that's what we plan to do with any subsequent ones that we issue, there will be clearly specified projects from the capital budget in the Appropriation Act that will be financed through green bonds, the same way we do for Sukuk. So it's not money that is like a pool of funds available for anything. The projects will be very specific and they would already have been listed in the budget. So what will be required is for them to be picked out of the budget and confirmed to qualify for green bond financing, and then we're good to run. Since it's new, there's a need to sensitize a broader group of stakeholders. And FMDQ has already pioneered that initiative. They had a workshop in Abuja. Many staff of MDs, we even gave them some more lists of people that should attend. So we need to do a lot more sensitization so that the funds are not just coming from the same group of investors. One of the reasons for introducing new products is to diversify the investor base. So we need to keep attracting more people into the market. And when they get into green bonds or Sukuk, they become comfortable with operating in the financial markets, and they can go on to equities, to corporate bonds, to corporate commercial papers. That is our goal.
Kofo Abiose and Ayokunle Ilesomi also share the role of FMDQ in driving sustainable financing in the country.
What we're doing is trying to make FMDQ a more sustainable organization, and we're looking at the different elements that impact the business and how we can be a more responsible organization. So we're looking at areas that impact the market, so ESG reporting, sustainable finance, even part of our DCND, Debt Capital Market Development Project, is looking at ensuring that capital markets are sustainable. And the business, how we run our business, and making sure that we have good leadership, our corporate governance, we operate in an ethical fashion. We also look at people, ensuring that we attract the best staff and we treat them well. We're looking at programs, volunteerism as well. We have different programs for our people to ensure that they're growing within the organization, and we're retaining the people we bring into the organization to run it in the best way possible. We also have a program for the community where we're trying to champion capital market education or financial market education for the next generation, and that's basically teaching them about financial market, teaching them how to trade, giving them earlier on, letting them understand what it is that the capital market does, the financial markets, and all of that. That's actually launching very soon. Later this month actually. And when it comes to the environment, we are championing that as well with recycling programs and making sure that we are more green as an organization. We also have the sustainable finance element, which another colleague of mine handles, but again, it's also linked to the debt capital market project. So as a whole, FMDQ is just trying to ensure that we remain a sustainable organization and we're making an impact in the financial market, in our environment and in our communities.
Following the issuance of the sovereign issue, the 10.69, which is being listed today, FMDQ, in collaboration with a UK-based climate bonds initiative and Kenya-based FSD Africa, so FSD is the financial sector deep in Africa, they come together to develop a 3-year program called the Nigerian Green Bond Market Development Program. This was formally launched into Nigerian debt capital market in June, for which we conducted a series of focused regulatory boot camp, which is also training, so that the regulators in the financial market squarely understand their role in the development of the market. We also conducted roundtables for issuers, intermediaries, and investors. The whole capital market participants to see how we can sort of demystify the concept of green bond and drive education among the operators in the capital markets.
With a renewed commitment from the FMDQ OTC in partnership with stakeholders in the Green Financing Plan, Nigeria is well positioned to tap into the $60 trillion climate funding available for investments.